Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of this replay between DeMuslim and Lucifron here on Metalopolis. Marauders continuing to fight, more force fields being placed down, so Marauders unable to reinforce. Well, now we have all of these SCVs very low on hit points. Stalkers should just come in and just start making short, just trying to make an end to this whole entire fight. Stalkers continuing to fire down, perhaps trying to take down some of these bunkers as they're being placed down. And no stim pack on these Marauders, so these Marauders are not going to be able to kite nearly as well, and able to take down some of those Zealots, and now more Zealots trying to run up that ramp. Lucifron continuing to pump out units, trying to dish out that damage. Lucifron, however, losing a couple of those Zealots as they're trying to run through and try to get by. Bunkers now finally down for DeMuslim. DeMuslim now using those bunkers, able to get that extended range from those Stalkers, able to just push back one single Banshee, however, may get taken down. No, now we have a couple of those bunkers taking down those Stalkers, so very nicely done. DeMuslim somehow able to reinforce that army very well, able to drop down and was able to establish his natural expansion. This was absolutely huge, absolutely critical for DeMuslim. DeMuslim, by establishing this natural expansion, will be able to extend this game a little bit further. Banshee should probably start to be repaired. Now, production-wise, we have another starport being placed down. That cannot be right. Why would he go for... Is he going for 3 starports? He is going for 3 starports. We may see a game to battle cruisers, and this would be the first high-level replay where we would see 3 battle cruisers. I don't see any other reason why you would really want to go for that many Banshees or go for 3 starports. I do not see a fusion core down anywhere though, so not sure what his strategy is. He may have thought that this was going to be another factory. Yeah, just looks a little strange to go 3 starports with only 1 factory and 3 barracks, or now 6 barracks. So it may be mass Marauders. It may be mass Marauders with Vikings as well. Is he dropping down a tech lab? Yeah, dropping down tech labs though, and this is also another tech lab. So I'm confused. Not sure what exactly the research, or what exactly his plans are at this stage. DeMuslim sitting on those Marauders. Marauders are not upgraded. I do not even see an engineering bay. That is a shame, for as Terran players generally need missile turrets in order to hold back any Dark Templars. Looking in Lucifron's base, Lucifron now is running off of 3 bases, 3 full bases, as he's going to be transferring the rest of these probes perhaps to this location and this location, compared to DeMuslim's only 1.5 base. DeMuslim really needs to move on out with this army. Income discrepancy fairly large. Actually, no, not as large as I would have suspected. 68 harvesters for Lucifron, most likely because, yeah, there's a group of, what, 23 probes now walking all together. Gonna go ahead and start trying... Ooh, he's gonna see that scanner sweep, see those probes moved out. So that was a very nice catch, knowing that Lucifron probably has 2 expansions now on the move, salvaging those bunkers in order to push on out, and now getting some more supply depots there. Still do not see a fusion core, now producing mass Banshees from 3 starports. He can so mass Banshees with Marauders and Marines. Now, at this stage, I would hope that Lucifron would try to go for a Stargate and start producing some sort of some Void Rays. Void Rays and Phoenixes would just be absolutely critical in this fight. Void Rays, or those Phoenixes, able to shoot down those Banshees very easily. In addition to that, those Marauders would just get torn up by Void Rays, as there's no unit currently in the army of DeMuslim that can really shoot down any of those units. Siege tanks grabbing onto that high, or by that low edge, and now shooting down these Void Rays. Or no, it's not. Ooh, quickly coming in and very nicely done using those. Oh, feedback coming down on top of those Banshees, so that feedback instantly decloaks one of those Banshees, as there's not enough energy to continue to maintain that cloak. More feedback coming in, and wow, very nicely done. Feedback countering those Banshees so well, and those Banshees still just in the air trying to offer plenty of sight. DeMuslim, however, going to lose a lot of these units. Sentries, however, now taken down, so only a couple Stalkers left behind. And even though there's a fair number of Zealots left in the rest of this army, those 3 Banshees will be able to mop up and finish off the rest of these units. So yeah, down goes that last Marauder. However, a couple more dead Zealots come into play. Stalkers now coming in. Stalkers without Blink, unable to catch up to those Banshees. And now, how is this all going to work? Twilight Council had Zealot charge research. One pylon powering this one gateway over here. Now trying to do a little bit of move and attack. Able to depower one of those warp gates. However, the other one still being powered by this pylon down here and this pylon over here. So this pylon is the critical key pylon for Lucifron. Now we have another large Marauder army moving on out. More pylons being placed down. Lucifron sitting on a fairly large number of minerals, unable to warp in units here as there's no pylons. Now we have some High Templars coming in as well. No observers yet though, so with no observers, Lucifron's army is just getting torn apart. Carriers those Banshees continue to harass, able to push down this Nexus, maybe able to destroy it. Did not focus down any of these pylons, and now Lucifron only running off of 1.5 bases, as this base should be nearly destroyed in just a moment. Mass Stalkers, Mass Zealots moving on out. Stalkers have no upgrades either. The Muslim now also grabbing this additional command center over here. Apparently he lifted off and then landed down here. Will he be able to take down that pylon? No, unable to take down the pylon before those Zealots now coming in. Banshees coming in to do a little bit of engagement. Are we going to get we should probably see a feedback coming in onto that Banshee. No feedback, no micro. High Templar is not going to even be worth its weight. However, once again, pushing back over here, Stalkers and Zealots continuing this engagement, and Marauders still being produced, but still, what a great fight so far. Stalkers able to shoot down that one Banshee. Observers now being produced back at that base, and the Zealots now just trying to charge in and try to take down that one Marauder. SCVs now moving out, and now Banshees and Marauders just pinching this army of Lucifron. Stalkers Zealots doing that charge against those Marauders. Stalkers fighting back against those Banshees. Banshees not finally engaging against those Stalkers. They were hanging around for no real reason for some time. And constant battling left and right. 3 Zealots now trying to destroy some of these SCVs over here. However, those Banshees should be able to take down those units fairly easily. Mules being called in, and the Muslim really needs to get his economy back up and running, only mining at 900 minerals. Also, Lucifron grabbing the center high yield minerals, so we'll be able to gather some of these minerals as well. Going to be running off of 4 bases in just a moment. Lucifron also getting some photon cannons by each of these bases to make sure that there is no more Banshee harassment. The Muslim also thinking the same thing, gonna take this high yield mineral in the center. Banshees moving on out, does not know about those, now Marauders coming in. Oh, Psystorm, well placed. However, the Psystorm did affect some of his own Zealots, and now more feedback coming in, decloaking the rest of those units. However, that last High Templar running out of energy. Zealots coming in, but yeah, Zealots, you should not try to run away from Marauders. It doesn't help. Banshees on the move, observers sticking close by, and now continuing to engage on these units. 3 Stalkers able to focus down a couple of those Banshees. Banshees trying to use that high ground, not knowing that there are observers there. Cannons now firing back as well. The Muslim still does not know about the high yield mineral location here. Finally, we'll be able to spot it. So we'll see how he does this, a little bit of a disengagement. For some reason started attacking those destructible rocks, trying to go after those Stalkers, trying to do a little bit of a flank. That last Stalker getting taken down, and now more Stalkers being warped in, and the Muslim losing another Banshee here. Marauders once again pulling back away. No missile turrets, and if Lucifron wins this game, it's gotta be because of his observer use, being able to watch the whole entire map for so long. Stay tuned for part 3 of this replay between Lucifron and DeMuslim here on Metalopolis.